All right, let's take another deep dive. And today we're headed over to the Netherlands,
Netherlands.
where we're going to be looking at muskrats and coipus
Okay.
and
yeah.
how they're managed over there. We found this really interesting article
Great.
from Waterschap Limburg. That's a
Ah.
Dutch water management agency.
Right.
And these critters are causing a bit of a stir, it seems. So we're going to,
Interesting.
we're going to dive into that, see what's going on, what they're doing over there.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to manage them.
Absolutely.
And so maybe we can start with you. Why are these little creatures such a big deal?
Oh, well, they're a big deal for a couple of reasons. First off, they're invasive species,
Oh,
not native to the Netherlands at all. Muskrats are from North America.
okay.
Coipus are from South America.
Oh, wow.
And they arrived from neighboring countries. They've made their way across rivers and streams.
Oh, I see.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
their burrowing habits are really the problem because the Netherlands has that intricate dike system. Right. And dikes are super important for flood control in a country that's largely below sea level.
Right.
So when these muskrats and coipus burrow into the dikes, it weakens them and increases the risk of collapse.
Oh, so that's a big...
That's a major problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So this report profiles Wilmar Swinkels.
Swinkles.
He's a rattenvanger,
Oh, wow.
rat catcher.
Rat catcher.
Yeah. And he catches something like 500 to 600
Wow.
of these animals each year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of rats.
That's a lot of rats.
Yeah.
And he uses these traditional trapping methods, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, strategically placing traps near the burrows,
Oh, I see.
targeting those areas where
Yeah.
they're most active.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm looking here,
Yeah.
and they're saying that the Waterschap Limburg has seen a big jump
Mm.
in muskrat and coipu numbers,
Yeah.
like a 29% increase for muskrats
Wow.
and 10% for coipus. What's going on there?
Well, they point to high water levels.
Okay.
You know, recent seasons have seen a lot more rainfall than average.
I see.
So it's created this really ideal environment.
Perfect for...
Yeah, perfect breeding grounds for them to thrive. So
And that's not good because...
no, it impacts the dikes and the
Hmm.
whole ecosystem, really.
Yeah. It's interesting because
Yeah.
it seems like it's not just a local problem.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
there's an international
Right.
component to this as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They talk about the border region with Germany,
Oh, interesting.
specifically the Hangmoor Dammerberg
Hangmore?
Nature Reserve
Nature Reserve.
in Stralen. It's been identified as a major entry point
Call it.
for these muskrats and coipus coming into the Netherlands.
Oh, so they're just coming right across.
They're just coming right
Listen.
over.
Yeah.
But the problem is
Yeah.
the control measures in Germany aren't as strict.
Oh.
So you have the spillover effect.
Oh, I see. So they're doing more in the Netherlands
Right.
than they are in Germany.
Exactly.
So it's almost like a...
yeah.
Yeah. So besides the traditional trapping, what other kinds of things?
Well, they're using a combination of traditional and modern techniques.
Okay.
You know, for example, they're using these cages
Okay.
that are baited and strategically placed.
Right.
And when a muskrat or coipu enters,
Ah.
the cage shuts
Uh-huh.
and an alert is sent to Swinkle's phone.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty high tech.
Yeah.
So he can respond quickly.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is that standard across Europe?
Well, not quite.
hope so.
Apparently, European agreements on professional control methods are still in development.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a little bit of a lag there.
I see. So it's not just about catching them.
Yeah.
It's also about doing it.
It's got to be done humanely.
Yeah.
And it's got to align with these broader European regulations.
It's complicated.
So these little creatures have really... Yeah, they really have.
Opened up a can of worms.
They sure have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is making us think about some complex issues.
Yeah, it is.
You know, especially in a world where the environment's changing and politics are changing.
It's all connected.
All connected, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to be back in a bit to continue this conversation and see what other challenges they're facing
All right.
over in Limburg.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
Sounds good.
Okay, so something I'm curious about
Yeah.
is that this report mentions the Univan Waterschappen,
Okay.
which is this association of Dutch water management agencies.
Right.
What are they doing in all this?
Well, they're really important because they're the ones highlighting the bigger picture.
Okay.
You know, they're the ones talking about the threat these animals pose to biodiversity.
Oh, so it's not just about the dikes.
No, it's the whole ecosystem.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So how are they impacting biodiversity?
Well, for example, they eat a lot. Okay. They love those native aquatic plants.
Uh-huh.
But when they eat so many, it can actually disrupt the food web.
Oh, wow.
It can cause certain fish to decline,
I see.
which then affects the birds that rely on those fish.
So it's like a domino effect.
Exactly, a domino effect.
Yeah.
It all starts with those muskrats and coipus.
So really their impact is pretty big.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. And it's not just about fixing the dikes.
Nope.
It's about...
It's about understanding that whole ecosystem
Right.
and finding solutions that work for everything.
The report also mentions the importance of working with Germany on this,
Oh, absolutely.
especially given those different control measures.
Yeah, because what happens in Germany affects the Netherlands.
Right.
And vice versa.
I mean, this whole thing feels kind of like a
Yeah.
microcosm of all the environmental challenges we're facing.
Right. It's all connected.
Yeah.
You can't just look at one country or one area in isolation.
Right.
It's a global issue.
So how can we better manage these kinds of cross-border ecological problems?
Well, the report talks about needing stronger international agreements.
Okay.
Agreements that don't just focus on trapping methods, but also on things like habitat management
Okay.
and public awareness.
Right.
It's about working together,
So it's not just governments.
No, it's everyone.
Yeah.
Local communities, individuals, we all have a role to play.
What about educating people about this?
Oh, that's huge. The more people understand the impact,
Yeah.
the more likely they are to support the solutions.
So it's really about making sure everyone's on the same page
Exactly.
and that we're all working together
Yeah.
to protect our environment,
Absolutely.
even from these little creatures that,
Seems small, but
Yeah.
they have a big impact.
well, this has been pretty insightful.
It has.
And it seems like these muskrats and coipuses
Yeah.
are really teaching us a lot.
They are. They're showing us just how complex these issues can be.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back and finish up our discussion.
Sounds good.
Okay, so back to these European agreements on professional control methods. What are they trying to do exactly?
Well, they're all about standardizing things across Europe.
Okay.
Like how trapping and control is done.
Right.
A big part of that is making sure the animals are treated humanely.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so there's a lot of discussion
Yeah,
about which trapping methods are the best.
I see.
Some are better for the animal,
Right.
but maybe not as effective for controlling the population.
So what kinds of methods are they talking about?
Well, you've got things like live traps,
Okay.
where you can relocate the animal,
Right.
but that can be tricky.
Yeah, I imagine.
Will it survive in a new place?
Right.
Will it cause problems somewhere else?
Yeah,
And then you've got lethal traps, which
Oh.
are more efficient,
I see.
especially when you have a lot of animals.
Right.
But of course, there are ethical concerns there.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like no matter what you do,
Yeah,
you're going to have to make some tough choices.
it's true.
And this whole situation in Limburg,
Hmm.
it really shows us that.
Yeah, it really highlights those challenges.
Yeah,
How do we balance human needs
right.
with taking care of the environment?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't have both.
You have to make those trade-offs.
Exactly.
So is there anything that really stood out to you in this report?
What really struck me
Yeah.
was just how dedicated people like Wilmar Swinkles are.
Right.
He's not just doing his job,
Yeah.
he's taking on this huge responsibility
Yeah.
for his community and the environment.
It's pretty inspiring.
It is.
Yeah.
It shows that even one person can make a difference.
Absolutely. And it's not always glamorous work,
Yep.
but it's important.
It is.
And we all have a part to play,
Yeah.
whether it's supporting organizations like this water management agency or just making more eco-conscious choices. Well, this deep dive has been fascinating.
It has.
These muskrats and coipus
Yeah.
have really given us a lot to think about.
They really have. They've shown us that these systems are all connected
Absolutely.
and that we need to find ways to manage these challenges.
That are sustainable and ethical.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we hope you'll keep exploring the world around you.
Absolutely. There's always something new to learn.